Hi, John.
Phil,
Good morning.
we're back.
Good afternoon.
It's afternoon. Yeah, that feels weird. We're recording on a weekend.
Yeah, a little earlier
Frozen
today.
Saturday.
A frozen Saturday. It's the middle of January.
Talk about a cold opening. Brrr. You're listening to Time to Lean, and here's the song, episode 72. I'm the narrator, Ed Uncle Hat. John and Phil will talk about something and have a beverage, and then there's a song. Anyway, thanks for listening, and hope we don't get hit by a bus.
All is calm.
All is calm. Okay, no more Christmas music.
It didn't go over well, did it?
Yeah, we did have a comment that, well, we do release our shows pretty late. I mean, it was like weeks after Christmas before we got the It's a Wonderful Life episode out there.
And some of our topics are pretty much universal. They can be any time of the year, but
Sure. We don't usually do,
I mean, you can talk about Taco John's all year round.
well, unless those holiday nachos or whatever, Fiesta tacos, whatever. What do they used to have?
Nachos Navidad.
Yeah, maybe that wouldn't make much sense to talk about that in the winter. I mean, in the summer.
Oh, well, hey, okay, we're back. Just the two of us today. No guest.
Oh, we do have a guest here. He's right here. Hey! No, I'm kidding.
Aw. Okay,
Well,
let
how
me
are
pull
you?
up the sheet here. Yeah, I'm okay.
You're full of sheet.
You know,
The sheet.
yeah. Well, it's Minnesota. It's really fucking cold.
Although it's a little warmer than it has been.
Yeah, it's not polar vortex.
Yeah. I don't want to even say this because we'll like curse ourselves, but I don't think we've had one of those, have we? Like a 2-week. I mean, it's been cold.
No,
stretches
not
of
where
time,
it's like
but not
20. The high during the day gets up to 5 below or 10
for
below.
weeks. We get stuck.
Yeah.
Haven't had that for a while.
Well, the boys did jinx us. It's evidently the forecasters are predicting polar vortexes, or vortexes even, in February. So thanks guys. That's special.
Thank God. What have you been up to?
Well,
Anything?
my school that I work at started classes this past week. And so I've been doing my usual running around, putting out fires.
Yep.
You know how it goes every year. Although not too bad.
John's school starts a week earlier than ours. We wait till after the winter break lasts all the way through MLK. So we were wrapping up projects, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't do that as much now. I kind of moved to a different position, and I'm mostly just training a new person and getting ready for the spring semester start. Customer service influx.
Yeah, vortex. You get trapped in the customer service vortex. God,
It is kind of like that.
that's terrible. All right, what are you drinking?
I'm having a Samuel Adams Boston Lager. It's an amber ale. I like amber ales.
They used to do ads.
Yeah.
Were they on the radio or the ones our friend Lee used to make fun of all the time? And they'd have this guy named, I almost said Tim Cook. No, that's the CEO of Apple. Sam Cook? No, he's a singer. Bozo Cook. I don't know what his name is.
Jim Cook? Jim Koch? I don't know.
He'd do this drawn out Samuel Adams Boston Lager.
Premium.
And
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else about the beer or the ads. But the exaggerated imitation Lee would do.
Oh,
probably
yeah.
30 years ago.
We'll have to have him record it for this.
Yeah, we'll get a sample of it and put it in a song. See, who says we can't collaborate with anybody?
I never did.
They should.
I like to.
No. Speaking of
Yeah, what about
singers,
you? Oh, singers. Yeah.
so
you can go with the singers.
I am drinking. I'm going to sample two different whiskeys, but they're both from the same company.
Okay.
This is one I got as part of a pack a few months ago.
Wolfpack.
They're similar. This is company's called Heaven's Door, and it's the one Bob Dylan, of course, has.
Oh, the Bob Dylan one.
I guess he probably just gives them permission and takes a cut of it. I'm not sure. Most of the time this is not dumb celebrity booze that I think we've
I like
about
his
before.
Lay Lady Lay gin.
So many good options for his songs, actually.
Or vodka, baby.
How about Blood on the Tracks bourbon? There you go. Or Blood on the Tracks Bloody Mary mix.
Oh, there you go.
That's too easy. All too easy.
Maybe you're gonna make me lonesome when you go tequila. How about that? Oh, I don't know. That's all I got.
It's terrible.
Well, we make ourselves laugh anyway.
Somebody's got to do it. It's a tough job. Let's cut that out. Okay, cough break now.
You've heard of coffee breaks. Yeah, we'll edit this out.
Wrong.
Sorry, I don't know. Laughing and drinking beer is not a good combo, I guess.
No, it's not. So the Heaven's Door, from what I can tell about them, besides the Bob Dylan thing, is that it is another one of these companies that buys barrels of whiskey other companies have made.
All right. Makes their own special blend.
They're what they call sourced whiskey. So,
Right.
Yep. It's what High West often did in the past. I think High West makes some of their own now, but they do a lot of blending.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing here.
While they waited for their other stuff to age, maybe.
Well, that's often the case. I don't know. I don't get the impression that Heaven's Door is going to make a bunch of their own. I think
No.
they just are blending a lot of stuff.
They just said, "Hey, Bob, do you like this?" Eh.
Eh.
It's fine, man.
Where's my money? So these are both blended. I mean, they make a bunch of different things. They make some bourbon, some rye, some other things. These are both blended bourbon rye things. And I thought it'd be interesting because they are both similar but slightly different.
Okay.
I dirtied up 2 glasses just so I could do them back to back.
Oh.
The sacrifices I make. So the first one has it's 90% bourbon and 10% rye, and they list on the label the different batches wherever. I don't know what they mean, but this one has mostly bourbon with a little bit of rye in it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a quick,
Take a gander.
yeah.
A sniff, a snort. What's it like on the nose, Silent K? He's silent because he's smelling. It's better to smell
Yeah,
than
it
to
is
smell.
very bourbon.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite have that. It's not as oaky as some I've had.
Okay. Are you getting any of the rye? Was this a blend? You said.
Again, I can get a little bit of that spice going on.
Sure.
There's definitely a cherry taste to it
Okay. Yeah.
in a good way, not a cough syrup way.
Yeah. I wonder what weird things they put in there, or which blends they have, or which whiskeys they're blending. Sorry, can't talk.
Yeah, there's at least 2 different bourbons and 1 rye in this bottle.
All right.
And
Huh.
I got to clean my palate. All right, second one is basically 70% bourbon, 30% rye.
What was the other one again? What percentage is it?
90 and 10.
Oh, okay.
So this should be more rye.
Oh, you should get a little more, or a lot more. I don't know, man.
No, it's nice though.
Yeah. Kind of smooth, not too. I don't know, sharp. Biting.
Yeah, it does taste like a kind of a sweet rye.
Okay. So this kind of the bourbon sweetens it up a little bit, I guess.
Yep, there's quite a bit of that. Again, corn whiskey flavor. This one has more oak
Okay.
It's a
I'd probably
little
like.
bit-
It
little
sounds like I'd
sharper
like that
tasting.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's more interesting for sure. They're both very easygoing. 90 proof or so.
Did I try one of? I think I tried one of those the last time the fellows were up there.
Probably. I've had these for a few months.
Maybe we tried them both. I can't remember.
And one of them I had out at my mother's house. And somehow it didn't get finished, so I brought it back so I could sample it on the air.
On air.
So yeah, they're both tasty. Yeah, I think it's I feel like they're I don't know, they kind of have a little bit of lack of identity. I don't know.
Sure.
I definitely like them. I bought these as that thing where I was able to get a bottle of Blanton's.
If
Which
you
I-
got other things.
Another yeah, and I've talked about that before, but
Sure.
over the holidays, I took this stuff along with my an older bottle of Blanton's, but they're all pretty similar, out and shared it with some family.
When John says some family, he means some of his family, not some random family. However, if you'd like to drink with John, call 1-800-DRINK-WITH-JOHN.
Yeah.
And the stuff's still good, but I don't know if I've gotten more used to stronger whiskey or what it is. It kind of it was really tasty, but it also kind of was blah. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. Well, all these other ones are, have so many kind of unique characteristics and things that you can pick up on, and I'm not saying Blanton's doesn't have that, but it's more on the smooth. It's very
really,
tasty.
Yeah, smooth is a great word for it, and it's not a
tasty.
bad thing in this case.
No,
it's
no.
just it's on the sweeter side. It's a very nice tasting bourbon, but it also I feel like the identity of it is really tough to pick out.
My liquor store guy owner, he's just Blanton's is so overrated.
Yeah, it definitely is. No doubt. It's not. It's one of those things. If you run across it, it's very tasty, and the packaging on it is so well done. Got
Oh,
the
yeah,
pewter
yeah.
horse on the top, and the bottle is really pretty.
No, it was quite special getting one. I mean, 'cause
Yeah, it's been great, and it's a nice special occasion. Related to that, I'll have to get this out on another episode. Is I found a bottle of 24-year-old single malt Scotch at Costco.
my.
That was at a pretty decent price. It's but it tasted really, really good. But even more than the Blanton's, it was just a little too sweet and boring tasting. Again, it was just like, never mind, figuring out what distillery it came from,
Sure.
which you don't get to know, but it really had a lack of character that I just found boring, quite frankly, even though it was easy to drink, again, very smooth. And what I did when I got home with it, after tasting it, I added just a tiny bit, not even a splash of a peated Scotch.
Oh.
Like a Ardbeg or a Lafroig or something like that.
Yeah.
And that tasted great. It really counteracted some of the sweetness and woke it up a little bit. And I'm
Right.
going to experiment more with that, because I think it on this particular whiskey, it really helped.
John's blending his own whiskey.
That's a very Ralphie thing to do. He likes to do that too.
Oh yeah, I haven't
It's
seen
Ralphie
him.
approved.
I just see he puts a spoonful of water in everything.
He puts a lot of water in. Yeah. This Heaven's Door stuff, I wouldn't put much water in at all.
No.
It would kind of lose its character. Bob would not approve.
Bob lost his character years ago. No, I'm kidding. He's still quite a character. That's for sure.
Gotta love Bob.
I guess he's still around, right? I haven't heard otherwise.
Yeah, he's still with us.
Still kicking. Him and Keith Richards. Betty White died though. She couldn't live longer than
That was a bummer. Yeah.
she couldn't live longer than Keith Richards.
Just shy of her 100th birthday.
And all the magazines that were out say happy birthday, happy
I know,
100th
I
birthday,
saw
Betty White.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oops. She almost made it. You might as well round up at that point. What the hell?
Yeah.
Let's just say she was 100.
Okay.
What else is going on? Anything? I got nothing. No, I'm kidding.
No, not much. I've watched a few things and
Yeah?
just this and that.
Sure.
You can jump into that if you want.
I don't know. You were going to say singers. What are you going to talk about, Ronnie Spector?
No, because of the Bob Dylan whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
And I had dropped the name Sam Cooke.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you were going to then mention...
Come on, keep up with it.
I thought you were going to mention Ronnie Spector passed away.
No, that's another... There's been a lot of people that are no longer with us.
But the memories live on. Sanctus Dominus. Rock me Amadeus.
Lots of people trying to get in either at the end of the year to die or at the beginning of the year, it seems like. I think you'd want to wait, if you're a celebrity, you'd want to kind of wait till the end of the year, because then you could be part of those end of the year, specials. And now here's who died last year.
Like the in memoriam section at the Academy Awards?
There you go. Because if you die at the beginning of a year, it's like people
forget about it.
People forget. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, who? That was so, like, almost a year ago.
What?
Yeah, whatever.
It's terrible.
So you were talking about some things you've been watching. Have you been watching anything interesting that we haven't talked about before?
So a few things. Let's see. What am I looking at these days? I finally got around to finishing the Let It Back.
Lead belly.
Let it be. Get
Let
back.
Let it die.
Yeah, really.
Oh, you
What was
finished
the
that?
Ruddles version? Let it rot. That's that what-
Yeah. Take it and go.
Peter Jackson, Get It Back. Get It Back. This is I can't be drinking this early in the day. It's terrible. Oh, shit. Get Back by Peter Jackson, the series.
Did you finally finish it?
I did finish it this past week. I finally got done with it.
Well, I remember starting it and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this, but it got more interesting. But I did
and
finish it.
the last hour, of course, is great with the concert and all the the police are trying to get him to stop and all that. And
Yeah.
I almost felt bad for them. They were on camera and they just look so awkward.
They're credited in the movie.
Yeah, they are credited. Yeah, very much so. I also I just keep looking at those hats they wear.
Yeah, and they keep kind of chewing on the bits or whatever they
And
call
the
that.
little
at the bottom.
strap that goes right on their face. How could you work like that?
And the one guy kind of keeps chewing on it when he's nervous. And what a weird.
Terrible.
I don't know who came up with that.
I'm sure it dates back to some old English colonial thing.
They probably don't dress like that anymore, I'm guessing. I don't even know.
I wonder if they do. If so, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I apologize on behalf of the Queen.
Of the Queen. No, it ended really great. I still even though it was so fun to see all that stuff and how they made things, I think I would have been okay with a 2-hour edit.
Sure.
Really,
I mean,
and quite
how
frankly,
many hours did they come down from, though?
Well, it was
like 40?
Gigantic.
More
many
than that.
more hours
Yeah.
of footage, and that's cool. They get it down to that point, and it's very well edited. It's just maybe too much of a good thing.
He made a story out of it.
Yeah,
It was good editing. But yeah, it could have been shorter.
I didn't need to hear 50 versions of Get Back that were all very similar. I mean, yeah, sometimes they're fucking around with things, but it got very repetitive.
Sure. I mean, it just reminds me of whenever I've worked in a team or collaborating or something, like when we used to record in the old days. If you remember the quote unquote writing sessions or whatever, it was a lot of BSing, coming up with all these names, and it was just so much fun. But
right. Not everybody wants to see.
But I don't know if anyone would want to watch that.
Right.
But I enjoyed it from that perspective, just because it was fun to watch their creative process, even though it had been kind of falling apart, and John Lennon kind of took a few days to wake up or something. I don't know what happened there. He was meditating. But
Is that what it was?
no. And and of course George is like, I got like 30 songs here, guys.
Yeah.
This is gonna take like 13 albums to get them out. So
well, he had a few to go. Now, anyway, that really again, I think
I'm not gonna watch it again, but I enjoyed watching it.
Right. It would be, I think, been good if they'd come out with a. I mean, Peter Jackson. I mean, he's all about making extended editions. Why not do a 2-hour version and a 7 or 8 hour version? And you have both.
Yeah, sure. But instead, he did what was it? What did it top out at? 8, 6,
7 or 8, I think. Yeah, it was 3 parts. They were all over 2 hours. So
yeah,
I think it would have been fine, but also have more available for people who really want to take a deep dive.
Oh, I'm sure that he'll probably put out some extended version or something.
Yeah. I think.
But I don't know. I love the Beatles, but I'll probably pass on that one. That was.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it was painful to watch. Frankly, they were just really like, kind of just like they're sort of done. Now, one thing that was interesting to me was, I mean, I like the Beatles, but I love the Beatles, but I couldn't quite remember which came first, Let It Be or Abbey Road. I'm not like a purist where I remember every year that they did everything.
Well, it's so Sean doesn't jump on this. So Abbey Road was released before Let It Be, but Let It Be was recorded earlier.
Okay.
That's, I believe, how it came.
Because they were like working on some of those songs that were on Abbey Road and Let It Be.
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of crossover. You heard, Maxwell Silver Hammer being figured out, including the anvil they brought in.
That was not a surprise to Sean. I'm guessing Sean C.
None of that.
Friend of the show.
None of this stuff is.
To me, it was. I was like, wait a minute, because I guess the way I Let It Be, I heard quite a bit later than Abbey Road or something. So in my mind, it was like, their last hurrah of sorts. But
yeah,
I don't know.
And the thing that's interesting is how on the released albums that there's a lot of strong material on the Let It Be album, whichever version, especially the other non-Phil Spector versions, which that's another thing by itself, but on how they were able to, after doing all that stuff and, slogging through all this material, which isn't some of their best stuff. I mean, there are some good songs in there.
Sure.
It's still the fucking Beatles, but the turnaround and then go back in and really concentrate on and turn out something as fantastic as Abbey Road is,
right?
Because that album is just great.
Oh, audio wise, and well, yeah, all around.
No, it's just this for the most part. I mean, yeah, Maxwell Silverhammer is a pretty stupid song, but
it's fun.
I loved it when I was a kid. I thought it was hilarious.
Sure, it was for the kids.
It's
the Octopus Ghost Garden or something.
Yeah, but it has some extraordinary things on it, and again, the audio quality is obviously really, really good. It has a great rock and roll sound to it. The musicianship on it is great. It's one of the best things they did.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, some people maybe don't care as much for the Paul McCartney medley at the end, but I always got a kick out of that.
Oh, see, I think that's really good, actually.
Yeah. Well, they had these. Perhaps he was cheating in a sense because he had all these little song bites that, he. What to do with these things, and John had like, well, I got 2 lines here, and it's like threw it together. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool.
No, it's really well done, and
yeah,
I like the way that part flows actually.
Yeah, no, it was well done.
But the first half of the album has some just great singles too.
Yeah,
I mean, how do you beat opening your album with "Come Together"? I mean,
and no, we won't put that on here. our cover of that.
Oh,
we've used that before.
If you subscribe to Time to Lean Gold, you can get. We'll send you a vinyl autographed copy.
Sean's
in a plain paper bag.
Sean's face spinning around on the On the 45.
with a cowboy hat.
It could be one of those video or picture LPs or whatever they call them.
Yeah, picture disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I did finish that.
All right.
The other thing we just watched that was for me really enjoyable was that new. It's on Amazon Prime, but it's a movie called Being the Ricardos.
Huh.
Which is a movie about I Love Lucy.
Oh no, I heard about that. Who's the actor?
It's
No Country
Nicole
for Old
Kidman
Man guy.
playing Lucille Ball and Javier Bardem
Yeah.
playing Desi Arnaz.
How does Nicole Kidman do with Lucille Ball? That would be a hard
that blew me away. Actually,
Really?
she's. I mean, they make her look very close to what Lucy looked like, but her voice and inflections, she has that kind of have had a lot of cigarettes undertone that Lucy often had, and the mannerisms, and she just knocked it out of the park.
Wow. Okay, I'm surprised. I guess
Yeah.
a little bit.
And I grew up watching that show. It was on a lot, and my parents were, especially my mom's a big fan of that show.
Nothing against Nicole Kidman. I just I mean, Lucille Ball is an icon.
It is iconic, and she. So, I mean, I thought she'd be good, but she was really good.
Wow. Okay.
So she's great. Bardem does a great performance. I don't think he really convinces me as Desi Arnaz, partially because of his physical appearance. He's kind of a muscular, imposing.
Oh yeah.
And Desi Arnaz was kind of slight of build and
Schlempy. What's the term? no, he was slim. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't a fat guy. No.
Maybe later.
If you, you go look at a clip of from the show. No, he
just wore heavy clothes. No, but I think someone else was originally cast to play that role, Ricky Ricardo, Desi Arnaz. But
you mean in the show or in this?
In the movie.
Oh yeah, that could be. I don't
but
know.
Something happened, probably COVID or something. I don't know, but
well, he's very good, and he even sings a couple of songs in there, which good for him.
He's a great actor. So
yeah, no, I still liked him,
but he doesn't look like him.
He doesn't. No, I had to kind of suspend disbelief.
Maybe a little too much for you, huh?
Then again, I was able to accept Anthony Hopkins playing Nixon, so which that was really a stretch.
That was a stretch, but it worked somehow. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how he did it, but that was another one of those surprises.
And the gal who played Ethel Mertz, Vivian Vance, she was really good too. She had that kind of the look and talking really down in. J.K. Simmons played William Frawley.
I was just going to say who played
who
played the other guy.
Yeah, he was good too. Actually, I liked him.
Okay.
So it's if you're at all interested in the time period and the show, I think it's very well done. It's also Aaron Sorkin writing, directing, so it has that kind of snappy dialogue stuff, which I always enjoy.
Okay.
So
did they get into? Is it like about their relationship or just more about her life and?
So it's basically a week during the production of the show.
Yeah.
Where there's some problems that there's like during the House Un-American Activities Committee, blacklist era.
Okay, so it's like a slice and time sort of thing,
exactly.
As opposed to trying to.
Is like
this is Lucille Ball's life.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. There's a little bit of flashbacks from her earlier time when she met Desi and all that stuff, and most of it is like the production. So you see all the sets and the writers' room and all that stuff, and that it's very well reproduced.
Okay, that's sounding good.
Yeah, it's actually it's fun to watch, and again, performances alone are worthwhile, but the kind of that 1950s look they do a nice job with too.
I've been watching things that are really old, or like I watched Jody and I watched Nomadland finally. How many years ago did that come out?
Is it 3 now? Something
Jeez, that's like 100 years.
That's a good one.
You talked about that on episode 4, I think, probably. No, I'm kidding. I'm way behind on stuff. But wow, I didn't realize that was going to be such a tearjerker. Jeez, or a weepy, as you say in your latest Dad's Films review. Dad's movies, sorry.
But was it a women's picture?
Yeah, I know. That was terrible.
Yeah,
but
no, that was a thing.
I know. We could talk about that, I guess, but I just it wasn't a well, it starred a woman, but yeah, she was really good. I'm curious about her as Lady Macbeth too.
Yes, I need to see the
Denzel Washington,
Joel Coen's directing, and Denzel, right?
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
my
I bet
goodness.
that's good.
I just saw like a picture and I was like, wow, like a still, Anyway, so I watched that.
Glad you saw that. That's a good movie.
That was really good. I knew it was going to be good. But I just didn't realize how. I don't know. It really, really hit me harder than I was thinking it was going to. Let's see. I watched the first episode of the Fargo TV series, which you talked about in episode 6, I think. But
that's been quite a while now.
And yeah, that was well done. I'm blanking on the name of the bad guy. Oh, the actor
from season 1.
Yeah. Darn it. Yeah. He was in Sling Blade. I can't.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, he is good in that. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah,
that show really does some cool stuff, and the second and third seasons are quite good too, with different people. But.
Right. So I might try to keep going with that. It was it's really dark. So
it really is. Yeah. It's darker actually than the film.
Yeah, and I wonder. I kind of felt like, and maybe I'm just not in the right mood, or it's hard for me to. I don't know. I'm just in a weird mood, perhaps, but it just kind of felt like there were moments where they were trying too hard to replicate some of the things that happened. Not some of the things that happened in the movie, but that quirks or something.
They're pretty heavy-handed on the upper Midwest, Minnesota, little quirk things, like you said.
And I can't say that the movie wasn't, but it seemed, maybe it just was because it was so new or something. But
yeah, they returned to that in other seasons, and some of the characters are a little over the top with sure. accents, and they're the Marge, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth. I'd say it's worth sticking with at least a little longer.
There's a line that they were getting most of the time, but Billy Bob Thornton's character was just really compelling. I mean, what is his moral compass? What is his? Because he has a maybe moral compass isn't the right word, or is there's a term for it that I can't think of, but his standards or whatever, his
code of ethics,
something like that.
He has a code. Yeah,
he does, but he's so unethical. But so I mean that was intriguing. It just he does. There's certain things that he won't. He's like he wants to help people that are bullied, but he just shoots this guy. That's weird.
Yeah, whatever. That's actually very Coen-esque.
Yeah, sure.
So,
no, I get that.
Interesting. Yeah.
Oh, what else? I think I've watched other things. I must have. I don't. Oh, I think I'm actually ahead of you on some things for once. Mm-hmm. I'm caught up with Boba Fett.
I have not gotten into Boba Fett.
No. For the once, I'm ahead of you on something.
Yeah. I have finished Hawkeye. That's the other Disney show.
I don't know if I'll start that. Did you like that?
I thought Hawkeye was decent. Yeah, it was much better than I always thought the character was kind of lame in the Avenger movies.
Well, yeah. So why make a series of it?
he was actually pretty good, and the side characters were interesting, and
maybe they're trying to remedy the fact that he was such a lame character in the movie.
Yeah, I that's sometimes where these kind of spin-off things are best.
Sure, mini-series or whatever.
And that it's like WandaVision's like that.
It's for the fans. Oh, I never finished that yet. I need to finish that.
That's worth getting through. It's
I
also
watched
not, it's not super long either.
I think I saw the one that was referring to basically to I mean, so one of them was kind of like Lucy and Desi, and
yeah, I think the first episode is.
Sure.
They jump ahead a few decades or whatever.
Like a Dick Van Dyke Show or something. I don't know.
Yep. So 50s, 60s, and then 70s. I think their house looks like the Brady Bunch.
Oh, that's one of those things I wanted to actually finish, and I haven't. So I'll put that on my homework list.
I think you'll enjoy it. It's pretty good.
Bill's homework. Yeah, Jody's like, I don't need to watch any more of these, and I'm like, okay. So I haven't watched any more yet.
Yeah, they put it all together pretty decently.
It sounds like it has a good, without spoiler alerts, don't tell me, but I've just gotten the impression that it has a nice, these are kind of made for the fans to kind of, speaking of that, or to kind of like fix some loose ends or something, or put some things together, or reference some, or kind of put a little cherry on top of something that happened in another movie. Mm-hmm. But we did actually go to see a movie in a movie theater. My goodness. We saw that Spider-Man No Way Home.
See, you're ahead of me on that one.
I'm ahead of you twice. Well, my youngest daughter, Adeline, wanted to see it, and I thought, okay, let's go. So
I've heard a lot of people like it.
And I never watched the other Spider-Man reboots, but...
Oh, okay. You mean the other...
All the ones that Sony had to keep making just to keep the rights or whatever.
Yeah, there are... This is like the third round of them, I think.
But this isn't a spoiler alert. I think people... okay, this is a spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, but everybody probably has. It's going to by now. But by the time I watch something, everybody... And by the time this podcast comes out, they'll be on the next Spider-Man movie. But one of the things that it was fun to watch it with an audience. One was weird being in an audience, but every time one of the former Spider-Man showed up from the multiverse or whatever, there were a certain group of young gals that would squeal a little bit. so and they were a little bit different ages. So it was like this one pocket that were like, yay, and then there's another pocket in another corner, yay, when the other Spider-Man showed up. And it was like, okay, this is pretty cool, because they got a chance to revisit their favorite Spider-Man, and and they're all working together, and I don't know. That was fun.
So they had a contingent of Andrew Garfield fans in the theater?
Yeah, evidently.
Tobey Maguire,
sure.
If you're old enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you I'm not saying that you could tell by the squeals or the reactions how old they were, but it wasn't like lower, like yeah. But
that's cool. Yeah, I can see that would be kind of add to the experience. You've got people who are really enthusiastic,
and they definitely gave things for those fans, and kind of wrapped up some things for them that are resolved, or added closure to some things that evidently weren't. I read about it. I didn't see the other movies, but afterwards I was like, I missed something probably, but because I haven't experienced the other movies, but that's fine.
Yeah, I have not seen that yet. At this point, I'll probably see it on a streaming service.
Sure. Yeah, it's fine to wait for.
I did venture out around the same time, actually, to see the Steven Spielberg West Side Story.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know. I heard a lot of people say it really does well in a big screen, so I went to see it.
Sure.
I really was very impressed with it.
All right. I've been hearing good things about it.
Yeah. I mean, the music is so classic, and just one of the best as far as musicals go. It's probably one of the best on the music side ever.
And who did that one? Sondheim?
Sondheim wrote the lyrics, but Leonard Bernstein wrote the music.
Oh, it was okay, sure.
So, good combo.
Yeah.
The music is just extraordinary, and it's. I think it's almost better than the story is, even though because it can only go so deep with.
I could see that
the Romeo and Juliet plotline and stuff like that, but it's good. They did some good improvements to it, I thought, without trying to reinvent it and make it something it's not.
Yeah.
And and the supporting cast is great. The gal who played Maria is, if you look her up, she's just outstanding.
Megan Kay. No, that was high school.
Yeah, she did in high school.
Yeah.
Megan Kay was a fan of this film version too.
Sure.
And it helps that I'm not a big fan of the original 1961 version.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of weak. And
Is
this
there another one?
is great. Spielberg has never made a musical before, and we sure couldn't tell.
Well, he's 75 and he's trying new things.
Good for him, because he didn't need to make this.
It was the Schindler's List of musicals.
That's right.
No.
But I liked it. I don't think it did well at the box office.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
Because I think it has hard time finding an audience, especially a theatrical only one, because a lot of older people who know it from the old film and the stage version may not have been willing to go out to a theater.
Yeah, or I like the other one. Why do another one?
Well, yeah. Some people say, just, why are you remaking this? And
get off my lawn.
I think, and I think there are a lot of younger people, if you're not into theater, don't know what the heck it is.
Yeah.
It's like, it's some thing in the 50s, and it's like, no, it's all racist because it's written by white people about Puerto Ricans and all that stuff. And
yeah.
And that's unfortunate, because it's just great art. And as I said before, they didn't try and make it something it's not.
Well, maybe this, when it comes out on streaming services, younger kids will get into it. Maybe they'll start thinking about other musicals too from them. Yeah, because there's some good stuff back then.
It's possible, and it's really
Bernstein and Sondheim. I mean, come on.
So
I wonder why he chose to do this. It just seems kind of interesting.
Well, he must have really liked it, and plus it doesn't have a good film version.
Maybe that was why.
yeah, I can see that, and I think it just was an opportunity to make a good movie version of it. And again, it's such a classic. And
they have been redoing musicals on TV or something, haven't they? Live versions of. Hasn't Disney done a couple? I don't know. I'm trying to think of.
There have been a bunch of televised.
Maybe that's been a few years, but
a mixed reception. But
yeah, I mean, I think some of those were well rated, or not well rated, but well viewed. I didn't watch any of them, but
no, I do remember many years ago seeing a particularly bad version of The Music Man with Matthew Broderick.
Oh, nice.
That was just awful.
Oh no, that's too bad.
And that's one of my favorite shows ever, and this was bad.
No, I was in that, but I wasn't the main character. I was just I was one of the salesmen in the train. That was fun though. That's a hard scene to get. I mean, I think
it's tricky. Yeah,
we had to rehearse that quite a bit.
A lot of words. You weren't the anvil salesman, were you?
I don't remember.
That cracks me up. There's an anvil salesman on a train.
I don't think so. I don't think that doesn't sound familiar. That was a while ago. Did they have a barbershop quartet in that one?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I was in that. If there was ever a barbershop quartet, I always had to be the bass.
Put Phil in there.
Hey, Phil, here's your hat.
Yeah.
Eileen.
Yeah, the film version has this barbershop group called the Buffalo Bills, who apparently were a thing at the time. I know.
Nice.
But yeah, been seeing that stuff and this and that and other things.
Other things I've been doing is a while back I mentioned my friend from college, King. I don't know his real name actually, Mr. King. He's on YouTube and different things, but he had this idea to do a sleep baseball. So if, it's like
I think you should explain that.
well, it's like it's a full length fake baseball game. So you don't listen to it, you listen through it. Someone once said, and it's fans call it a baseball radio ASMR. I don't know what that stands for. Do you?
No, I don't.
No, that maybe the narrator will let us know. But
Autonomous sensory meridian response. There, now you know what it means, but what does it mean? It's also known as a brain massage. Okay. I like a brain massage now and then.
so if you go to sleepbaseball.com, it's a Northwoods Baseball Radio Network, and it's radio you can sleep to. And I did some ads for it. He asked me to do some ads, and Ed Uncle Hat, the narrator, is actually is there at least one of the ads. It was I had some of the ads I've used here instead because he's got a really kind of
What, you saying we got the rejects?
well, he's got a narrow there's kind of a narrow bandwidth that you need to work with. It's pretty subtle, and so like Bloodbath and Beyond, that ad that was a little too much for what he was doing. Which is fine. It's his show, but it's getting well received, and people are enjoying it. So go to sleepbaseball.com.
We'll put a link in the notes for it too.
Yeah, and you just might hear me doing different characters and stuff. So,
not to mention on our Facebook page.
yeah, I did link to that.
You did, yeah. Good log rolling.
And this is again, and maybe we'll have King on the show. I don't know.
Why not? If he's got time for us,
he's got if he's got time to lean. I don't know. I told him we have like sevens of listeners that he might pick up on this, but I think he's working on the second one already, and I will be involved with that as well in some way or another. It was fun. I like to come up with different characters, and also it was it was fun to work with somebody else and try to get it within their, like I said, their bandwidth. And I came up with some other characters and towns and stuff. I think he's using actually real town names in Michigan, but I don't know. So there you go.
Is that where he lives?
Baseball. No, I don't know. Do you remember Wally?
Why Michigan?
I don't know. Northwoods. It must be in the UP or something.
Oh, okay. Back to that UP connection.
Maybe. But I don't think he's from there or anything. I think it's just where he's picked up that would be good to have this. So anyway, it's fun. Go check that out. Speaking of listeners, Glenda K is in PK.
No, M.
M, sorry. Glenda
I
PM.
poured myself the rest of this bottle.
I'm sorry, Glenda. But she's in Hawaii right now, I think.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, good for her.
Good timing there.
Maybe we'll have her on and she could make us jealous. I don't know. She travels more than we do, that's for sure.
Apparently.
I mean, you get to wrap it every now and then, but that.
Oh, I was there just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you showed me a picture of the several of the whiskey bottles. I don't know. I kind of envisioned
a good assortment there.
Everyone just sitting around drinking whiskey.
All the whiskey drinkers out there.
Well, there's quite a selection of whiskey drinkers to select from.
That's right.
You got quite a blend out there. And at least one of them is barrel aged.
So we were discussing doing lists or something like that. Is that?
Yeah, I'm not ready for that though. You mean so the top five. Right. Maybe we should just talk about this every now and then until we actually do it. And it could be anything. And maybe we'll post it on the page. What's your it could be just what's your top five anything? Just random.
Oh my.
Top five bugs. I don't know. It could be anything. Mm-hmm. So that's
I think
one of those.
We want to prepare for that.
No, that needs preparation.
Okay, got it.
Top five preparation brand.
We were discussing this because I ran across somebody made some movie writer made another ranked order list of James Bond movies, for example.
Okay.
And I was reading through that, and I always find that interesting to see how people rank them, because yes, there's probably enough. There's some consensus on best and worst, but
well, Moonraker would be pretty high. I think everyone would agree on that.
On the worst?
No, on the best. That's like number 3 at least. Was Jaws? Yeah. When I was a kid, I loved it.
Yeah, I think that's a nostalgic favorite, maybe.
Yeah.
On this
I get
list,
that. I'm sure I wouldn't like it. I mean, I wouldn't like it anywhere near as much as I did that one.
Let's see. Where did he put this one? It's ranked 20th.
Oh, out of how many were there?
26.
Okay. So he's counting the Daniel Craig ones and stuff too.
Oh
right?
yeah, up until the current one, yes.
Because those are really different compared to.
Yeah, it's really tough.
That would be hard to put those in the mix in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
So that's where a lot of the differences come in. And then what it kind of comes down to what you think makes a good James Bond movie.
Sure.
If you're a big fan of all the jokes and really silly stuff and gadgets and everything like that,
Roger Moore.
You're going to rank them differently than if I want them to be true to Ian Fleming or whatever.
And people that, or if you want something really dark, of course now, or gritty, it's more about the Daniel Craig ones, but. Mm-hmm. And maybe more character development. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely worked with someone described the whole life cycle of a Bond from birth to end. I guess I haven't seen the last one, so
I have not either. That's on my.
What was
I
that
will
one
see
called?
it at some point.
Nipple piercer or something, or I can't remember what gold nipple. What was that called? The last one.
It's got "die" in the title.
I'll die. Just keep dying.
Keep on dying.
Dead again? Question mark.
No, that's a 90s. Oh, who was that guy in it? Kenneth Branagh movie that wasn't very good.
Well, he never played James Bond.
No, but No Time to Die. God, they're terrible. They should just okay. Can we come up with a title that does not have the word "die" in it?
Or golden death, golden to die golden.
Something else. Say what you will about Moonraker. It's a unique title.
Yeah,
nobody confuses that with any other James Bond movie.
Golden Moon or moon die.
Well,
die on the moon.
What is your favorite James Bond? Do you have one?
Oh, geez. My favorite James Bond. Oh.
Movie. You can say which actor you like best, too. But.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have to come back to this. With maybe some special guests. Who are...
Yeah,
if you're a big fan of James Bond, you can send us your audition tape.
Complete with your Sean Connery imitations.
Sean Connery. I think Sean Connery is hard to beat. I mean, he was so classy but I mean, the movies we grew up with that era was Roger Moore though, and I remember, I liked Duran Duran, and so that I'm not going to say View to a Kill or whatever was my favorite movie.
It's really not that good.
I can't say that. I can't say that. I even with all the nostalgia involved, I can't. I know I can't say that. Yeah, there was that one that. Do they even run it anymore with the witch doctor guy?
Oh, that's Live and Let Die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That I rewatched that not too long ago, and it was pretty cringy.
Oh, yeah. There was some.
Yeah, they were doing this really awkward blaxploitation thing in it.
Yeah.
That one. I mean, there's a lot of things about Bond movies that don't age well, but that one
really didn't.
Above.
I just, even in the back recesses of my mind, even back then, I was like, I don't know about this, but whatever. Somebody should have had
a few years ago. I read a series of articles by a guy who goes on the internet by the name of Film Crit Hulk.
Okay.
If you Google him, yep. So. And I don't know what his real name is, but he is apparently, he works in the movie industry as a screenwriter.
Oh.
So I don't know what he works on. I don't think he's like super famous, but he must work in, some things.
Yeah.
And obviously knows how the business works and what's good in screenwriting. And his essays have a lot of interesting things.
I bet.
And he ranked all the James Bond movies and wrote extensively about them. And they're great. They're a great read. I'll see if I can put them in the notes. But one of his overall theories is that the best James Bond movies are the ones with the best female characters.
Okay.
Kind of just as characters, that they're interesting, have agency, all that stuff.
Pussy galore.
And if you go, there you go. If you go by that theory, one of the best in the run of the film's period is actually On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Okay.
Because the lead female character is Diana Rigg. And she is really good in that movie, actually, and her character is well developed and things like that. And that's kind of the whole premise of this guy's ranking of Bond movies, is that it isn't just that hey, I'm looking for ones with good female characters. I'm looking just that happened to also line up with how well the films were written.
Okay, all right.
Interesting idea. Just leaving it there.
I tend to go more of the best villains.
Things they want out of a James Bond movie, though.
Right, I go for the villains. What's the best villain? That's what I'm looking at. If I was ranking them, it would have to be based on that, probably.
And I kind of go back. I mean, I go old school on that. It's Goldfinger is really a great villain.
Yeah.
Even though some of his motivations don't really stand up to scrutiny.
Is Tattoo on that one?
No, I don't think so. He's
that's a different one. Okay, never mind.
The other one I really enjoy, and it's actually my favorite James Bond movie. Period, is probably From Russia with Love.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And that it's also the one that's most like an old style spy movie.
Sure.
So, I think we'll get a guest on to maybe dive into this a little deeper. But that's what got me thinking about that.
Okay.
And that some of these I have not seen in many, many years. I grew up with them too. They're always pretty fun, even the bad ones.
Oh yeah. No, I don't know. So the car chases and weird things. I don't know. Oh, the gadgets too. I used to always like that. But they don't get into that as much anymore. That's fine.
That's fine.
It's probably less realistic. They're going for more gritty, realistic things now. Well, maybe the next series will be really outlandish. I don't know. Because you can't. It's like, okay, we're in a pandemic. Let's have a bunch of dystopian, gritty, dark movies. We should get Roger Moore back or something. I don't know. He's dead. We need a silly Bond again. Who was it? Rowan Atkinson or whatever, the guy that did Mr. Bean. Didn't he do a couple spy movies kind of based on?
He did make a couple. I forget what.
I don't know what they're called, but I'm curious about those. I don't know if they're any good, but he's good. I know he's a really genius comedy actor.
Yeah, especially if you do
hear him watch him being a spy. That might be kind of funny.
Oh, Johnny English.
Ah.
Yeah, pretty bad.
It might be terrible. No.
Yeah, no, really the thing that he's in Never Say Never Again. That's pretty funny. I didn't know that. No, I mean, if Blackadder is obviously the cream of the crop with him.
Sure. Well, I haven't seen a lot of those, but I watched Mr. Bean's, but
yeah, Blackadder is great. At least I remember it being great. I've seen the show many years ago.
It's great to watch with whiskey and Taco John's.
Plus, Blackadder has what's his name in it?
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie, yeah.
Laurie and Hardy.
Yeah. And Stephen Fry.
Is Stephen Fry in it?
He's in at least one of the seasons, yeah.
Well, because Fry and Laurie did their thing
That's right.
together for many years.
No, one reason why it's so fun is because of the way they do each season is in a different time period.
Yeah, no, he's like reincarnated or something, but it keeps getting worse.
Yeah, each time he's at a lower position.
He's just not figuring it out, so he keeps bringing it back lower and lower.
Oh,
hilarious!
That's great.
Oh, the premise is wonderful.
Yeah, it basically a sitcom. Do something really weird with it.
All right, John.
I don't know.
This is another far-reaching. This was not a deep dive.
All over the place. I don't know. I did I talk about our holidays and all that stuff? I don't know.
Probably. Nobody wants to hear about that.
Who cares?
Get pissed off.
You know what? I went to Rapid City.
Got drunk.
I got drunk. No, I probably did a number of nights. Took the puppy with us. She did.
What
great.
else are you going to do in Rapid?
Yeah, we did a lot of things. A lot of family. Hung out with Rob K.
Sure.
That was fun to see him and his family, and we really got to just have a lot of good food. But I did not get to Taco John's though. That's odd. Okay. It felt strange. Yeah. Although I had it a week after we got back because the one near us has improved enough that I think it's an acceptable substitute for South Dakota.
Oh, all right.
But I also didn't get to Jerry's Donuts, which I also enjoy out there because they had closed down for the holiday week.
Oh, the whole week. Well, they need time off too, I guess.
It's fine.
You have to wake up at 4 in the morning.
We did get, shout out to Glenda, we did get some Lintz Brothers, and that shit's still really good. Some flaming hot Samoan pizza.
Even if you have to go all the way to Hermosa to get it.
It's a bit of a hike, yeah. And out there, in the Twin Cities, it wouldn't feel that long.
For some reason, distances seem different there.
The fact that you actually leave town to go pick up some pizzas.
It's like somebody in the Black Hills that has a commute of a half hour. It's like, it takes me a half hour to get to work, but
yeah, right.
And I have to drive through 3 towns. But here it's like, I guess maybe you drive through 3 towns too, but they're all connected. I don't know. It just seems different.
Yeah.
It just seems different.
But did get that, but that was. I guess we didn't have a blizzard or anything like that, so it was a good trip.
You didn't go to Dairy Queen? Oh, you didn't mean that. No. I'll just say one other thing. There's a cute little game called Townscaper. If anyone is looking for something different, it's on the iPad now. My oldest daughter got it. April got it like quite a while ago when it was just beta, and it's a fun little game.
You mean you guys have it on Betamax?
No.
I'm sorry.
Well, she got like the first version ever that it was coming, like when it was. I know you know it, but it was on Betamax. Townscaper 2, but it's a cute little game. It's really weird. You're just building a little town on water, and you just kind of tap on things, and
so it's like they made it a game out of Waterworld.
Well, it's nothing like that.
Does Dennis Hopper show up?
No, there's no characters.
Sorry,
but you do these weird little things, and it changes the building, and things pop out, and it's really kind of hard to explain. And maybe I should have thought about it before I brought it up. But it's a cute little theme. It's a cute little right. It's a cute little game, and it's not going to take a lot of your bandwidth. It's fun. Go check that out if you like weird little games. It's something different. It's not you're not going to kill.
Search the App Store for weird little games.
You're not right. You're not going out to kill things, or it's not one of those idle games or whatever that I probably spent too much time on. But and another thing I got. I like to get the puzzles out this time of year. But this year I bought a puzzle organizer tabletop thing, and it sits on top of the table. Because one thing that was happening, I just have a card table, and it's a black card table, and it gets nice and warm in the, and it's kind of a little squishy maybe, so cushiony, I guess. There's a little cushion there. So the cats would get up there on top of the puzzles, and I'd lose pieces, and they're just butt heads. But anyway, so this tabletop organizer, not only it has drawers where you can like put hey, here's the pieces that go with this section, and here, and close them up and organize it. But it has a cover that you put on, and you can protect your puzzle that you're working on, so the cats don't bother it. So I don't know. There's different versions of that out there too. I'm not a spokesperson or a sponsor, but they're not a sponsor. But it's something from China. Go out there and buy something from China, everybody.
Stay warm, and by the time this is released,
soup.
we'll be complaining about the weather.
It's too hot.
Being too hot. Yes.
No, it won't be that long.
No, we'll get back on the stick and
whatever that means.
Do a song about lists.
I don't know
or card tables or
what song are we going to do about this? Well, all right.
I don't know. It's terrible.
We'll have to. We never did. I'm just kidding. We talked about that once, and then we never did it.
It's still there. It's waiting for us.
But again, I'll have to listen to it. It may not be. We might have to redo it, or just not.
I think we'll have to redo it.
Maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you'll find out.
Does this count as talking about something and then it becomes a song? I guess that sounds kind of cheap.
We're pretty cheap.
Well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, all right.
Good night. Good night, Phil. Good luck.
Good night and God bless. Oh, that was kind of cool.
Time for a Time to Lean flashback.
Here's the song!
Time is off, Phil. All right, this one.
Hey, can you do like Hotel California, like on the Eagles?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm just kidding, you know. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to call you by. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Who's just kidding? I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to take your job. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to call you Rob. I'm just kidding. Do the dishes. I'm just kidding. Do the dishes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to shave your head and leave you in a field for dead. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to call you Harry. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to call you Curly Moe or Larry. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Take it, John. We won't really do the trumpet again. We were just kidding.
Yeah.
We were just kidding.
We're just kidding. Just kidding. Don't worry, we're just kidding.